This is from Fox News. Trump admin official physically assaulted at UNGA by deranged leftist. The individual was charged with assault, attempted assault, aggravated harassment, and more. This is crazy. A Trump admin official was physically assaulted by a deranged leftist inside the UN Thursday afternoon during the gathering of the UN General Assembly, Fox News has learned. An official working in international relations for HHS, serving in New York as a support role for RFK Jr., quote, an HHS official was followed into a bathroom, recorded, and physically assaulted and verbally accosted by a deranged leftist at the UN who somehow entered the venue past multiple layers of security. White House Deputy Press Secretary Anna Kelly told Fox News. Thankfully, the official is safe and the lunatic was arrested, but this is part of a disturbing and dangerous set of failures by the UN after their sabotage of President Trump ahead of and during his speech. Kelly told Fox News Digital that the U.S. Secret Service will investigate how this violent protester was admitted into a major national security event. A source familiar told Fox News that the individual has been charged with assault, aggravated harassment, attempted assault, and criminal possession of a weapon. Holy crap.
Wow.
The individual was released from custody at 7:30. Oh, of course.
No.
Friday night and expected in court November 13th.
We got to stop
It's getting crazy.
people to come back.
Kick him out. Kick the UN out. Get him out of New York. Let him go somewhere else.
Put him on a garbage barge.
There you go.
Half the UN walked out on Netanyahu during his speech. Just a little tangent.
Send them all out. Get them out.
Oh, yeah, I don't really
The
care.
UK actually, I don't know if people even know about it, but people are so mad about, what is it?
Alligator
access.
I'm like, if you literally look it up, the UK actually had their migrants on a ship, an offshore ship. They had them on an offshore ship, and
Great
people
idea.
didn't make a big scene about it at all. But the issue is that when they didn't want to keep releasing people back onto UK soil to then say, oh, I'm going to be honorable and come back if you don't, give me actually access to the country. So they were exploring if they should put them on a ship. And I'm like, we're not the only country who wants to keep track of people who have not been granted full access to America. It's a normal thing to be like, hey, you got to be in a holding status until you're.
I'm sorry. I think you misunderstood me. I'm not talking about illegal aliens and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the whole UN. Get it out of New York.
You said no, the UN.
The whole UN. Boot the UN out of the U.S. The U.S. Stop giving the UN money. Boot them out of New York City. Tear all those buildings down. Put up housing. Put up something. Put a mall in there. I don't care. Make another Trump Tower. Get them out of here. We don't need the UN in the United States. Do you think their goals are in opposition to what the United States goals should be? We are America first now. We are not UN first. Get them out. Beat it. You gotta go.
You gotta.
Can we how insane is it? I grew up in Chicago. I was always liberal. And then what ends up happening is the Democrats are like, hey, we're going to give free health care to non-citizens. We're going to let non-citizens vote. We're going to give them hotels with PlayStations in them. And I'm sitting there being like, but what about the people who live here? And they're like, that's far right now. that is far right now. And I'm like,
that's socialism.
Okay. I don't know what needs to happen, but I was mentioning to Christian earlier that I was talking to my wife about who the guest was. Like, oh, the guest, and she's a Republican running in Chicago. My wife, who's from Chicago and also like liberal, she's like, oh, thank God.
Isn't that the turn of me?
And I'm like, me and my wife and I both grew up in Chicago, listening to punk rock music, rather liberal, kind of like, we had that anarcho-punk rock phase. And now here we are as adults being like, Chicago needs to get away from the Democratic Party.
Well, here's the thing. I think that for a lot of people, you are only as free as... In order for freedom to exist, you have to have some type of structure around that allows for you to be free. Like, when you think about people who want to just live their life, it's really hard to live your life when your stuff's getting stolen. You can't really live your life when your kids aren't safe at school.
Amen.
You got to have infrastructure in order to even be free and to be liberal. Like, you got to have infrastructure.
That's why libertarian doesn't work at the global scale, because they don't account for outside the borders, really.
I was trying to find property in Chicago back when I was like in my early 20s with some friends, and we wanted to do business stuff, play music, and we were looking for property we can afford. And it was like every time we found a building that was nice enough to actually work and live in, bars on the doors, and like
that's why I don't have a district office.
You'd get the warnings of like, we'll make sure that everything, the lights are all off and you're locked up. You may want someone to be here overnight, and I'm like, I don't think I want to be here.
No, it's not safe.
Libertarianism doesn't work because libertarians are gay.
Is that GHEY?
No, GAY.
No, the Libertarian Party is overwhelmingly.
Yes.
They're all live and let live, but
LGBT,
you need like Christian, you were saying, you need an outside fence around your
Yeah.
live and let live energy, which is our military pointing the guns outward to defend our borders.
No, they
And
don't-
That's hard. That's like
There's
say,
too many
conservative
libertarians that don't even want borders.
Yep.
There are too many libertarians that say no. There should be freedom of movement. People should be able to be free to move.
Well, then that's just not
internationally.
libertarian. I think that people
That's-
don't know the definitions of a lot of these titles that they've given themselves anymore, and I think that's getting real weird.
There are a lot of leftists in the Libertarian Party
Yeah.
that have, in my opinion,
Yeah.
infiltrated
Yes.
the Libertarian Party and taken and basically bastardized it.
I think structure and order people take for granted because we've lived in a structured and ordered society for so long.
We need it.
It's so important. I was thinking the other night, I live in the woods and looking into the dark woods thinking if this was 6,000 years ago and it was raining, and I was crawling through the woods to survive and I found a walled village and they were like, you can come in. And it's like, but you have to drink this blood and kill this child. I'd be like, I'd have to make that decision. It's like, do I want to live in the woods and die, or would I accept the horror to have order? And order is so much more important when you're dying and you're desperate. Like the things people are willing to do to regain order, to get order when they don't have it. That's why we can't let it fall, and it's important to protect our borders.
Would you like to come back Monday?
Cities.
Well, but on a real note, this is why leftists are going and getting.
Oh, he
guns,
was
though.
being serious.
I know, but
thought
that's why
about
they've been
that.
arming themselves because they're trying to go get order for what they want, and they've been overwhelmingly starting to arm themselves. That's why you see like there's like pages for like gay leftists.
Well, that's-
they're like they love Second Amendment rights because it serves their.
We'll throw this in. We don't have enough time to do all of it, but there's this poster right here.
Yeah.
Hey, fascist, catch. The John Brown Club is recruiting on college campuses by saying kill conservatives.
Yep.
The Second Amendment is not instructing you to go do stuff.
No.
It's giving you acknowledging your right to defend yourself. That's what that means. Defense is not offense. Although sometimes people say the best defense is a good offense. Not really. Not legally.
Well,
It is the right
liberal
of
economic order was like, let's go blow people up.
Yeah, let's build NATO,
It is-
surround Russia with
Ian-
defensive turrets pointing at Russia.
Ian, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it is a part of the Declaration of Independence. So yes, it is prescriptively defensive, but it is also intended to allow people to use force to change the government if the government has become destructive of what makes the populace happy. That's in the declaration.
Abe Lincoln, you can't make everybody.
in
Some
the
of the people happy
Declaration.
some of the time, but not all of them.
In the
Can't make
Declaration,
them all
listen.
happy.
I named a song "Some of the People" all the time because of that exact phrase. So I know what you're talking about. But in the Declaration of Independence, it says whenever any government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it. And that is the point of the Second
So
Amendment.
that people they feel like the government has become destructive of that with the ICE raids.
There are people that think so. They're wrong because we have because they have representation and we have laws and we have borders. So the people that feel like that that ICE is out of line are wrong, and they're throwing a temper tantrum. They're not correct. And if they have a problem, they do have representatives that they can petition, and they have redress of grievance. And obviously, they are still allowed to protest outside of ICE facilities. So it's not time for violence at all. It's not even close to time for violence. The people that are engaging in violence are wrong, and they should be wrapped up and put in jail because I like America the way that it generally is.
Well, right now I'm pretty concerned about the way America is, but I do understand your point. We like the way America
It's designed to be.
Yeah. And the from the foundation of this country, there were a lot of really bad things, and the people have abolished those bad things and moved towards good things. And now we have this sect of woke left which wants to bring back the bad things.
Harp. They want to harp on it so heavy.
Like segregation, for instance, is a huge component of wokeness, where they do these segregated graduations. I don't know if you saw in Seattle, they had POC library meeting and non-POC. So it's like it's just I don't want to live that way, man.
No.
I can't live that way.
My big obsession is how Constitution got pinholed. I think, Tim, you referred to it as Swiss cheese a couple times. It's like pinholes in the First Amendment and the Fourth Amendment. I was going to throw my middle finger up.
Bro.
All of the amendments.
And
not gun rights.
No, yes.
Okay, Tim, I'm sorry. I rescind.
All of the
are being
amendments
pinholed.
have been mercilessly beaten, except the first and the fourth.
Well, the first with corporatization and internet now, Google's parent company Alphabet can turn off your. I kind of think this is the commons. So many people use it and have access to it. The internet, social media.
Well, that's the thing. You have to. You have a personal opinion about the modern internet as it being the commons. The fact of the matter is, you don't have to use any of that stuff. You don't have to.
My favorite amendment is the 7th.
Why?
It's the. You know what it is?
No.
It's the one that says you have a right to civil trial for things for items of value $20 or more. Because back then they were basically saying, like, when will the public hold a trial over private matters? $20 back then I think was like $250. So they were like at least $250. Now it's literally a cheeseburger and you can go to court because of inflation. But there was no Federal Reserve back then, so $20 was different.
So they need to change that to $250?
No.
Well, you got to amend the Constitution.
Yeah, we don't need an amendment for that.
No,
we're good.
I think
my favorite is so first, the 10th Amendment doesn't exist anymore.
Which one's that? Tell me.
That's the right of the states is retained by the states. So powers not given to the federal government belong to the states. But this is actually an interesting question because the way the Constitution was supposed to work was that it pertained only to the federal government, and the states' Constitution pertained to the states. But after the Civil War, when we became a unified nation, the federal Constitution effectively was overriding everything, and so that the 10th is gone. And so the issue is like the Second Amendment wasn't supposed to be this thing where no matter where you were in the country, you could have a gun. It was the federal government can't take your guns. Yeah. But if Illinois decided they could, Illinois could. We've changed that now, and we've basically, the whole country is under the federal Constitution. Yeah. So I take a look at the Bill of Rights, and the first and the fourth are probably the most protected. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.